for 3 sessions. Now I'm trying to cover Terraform backends and Terraform modules. And coming to the blog, second here, this one. Once again, just open the blog. Is somebody tell me like what is the need of Terraform backends? If already been worked. Anybody please? What is the need of Terraform backends? Guys, anybody please? Any volunteers? Please
Store your state.
store your state, right? So, okay, that's good. 1 second, let me open the file. Okay. Any other definitions like what is the need of backend? Something storing the state file. Why we need to store the state file? Anybody please? What is the need of storing the state file in the backend? Can somebody tell me please? Anybody? Okay, good. No issues. If not, uh,
So
as in
I
please.
guess we can refer to it in case we got a drift.
Okay. Okay, fine. Let me tell you. See what happened when you create a solution. Inside the solution, a state file is getting created. Okay, well and good. Is it a good practice to store your state file in a repository? No. What happened if somebody is having access to this file or it's corrupted? It's very tough for you to recover also. So one of the best option is always store the state file in the backend, somewhere in the S3 bucket or in the Azure Blob Storage. How to use that? For that, I have a blog to cover that Terraform backends. What is a backend configuration? A backend configuration defines where the Terraform stores your state data files. Backend Terraform backend is a configuration option in Terraform that allows you to store and manage the state of the infrastructure in a remote or in a local position. It's no need to be in the remote, even in the local also you can do that. If you want to use the backends inside the Terraform block, you need to use the keywords backend. If it is a local, you need to mention as a local. In the path, you can be relative path or somewhere in the C drive or D drive, different path you can able to mention. If it is Azure, if it is AWS, we need to use the keyword backend and then variable backend name should be S3. These are the constant names. You should not change the names. Terraform backend S3. For example, you are trying to store with the Azure cloud, then this is the name. So I'm just copying the code. I want to store my state file in blob storage. Let us copy this code and go back to my code in the main.tf. So what I need here, I need this section of code. Inside the Terraform code, I need to copy this section of code. Okay. Okay, here I'm trying to copy this section of code for the storing the backend. Let's check. No. Something is some kind of error. It should be properly after the required providers. Okay, I just given I want to store my state file in the backend. Then we need to give the proper details. Okay, let me go back to my code. Let me go back to my repo or get all the details. Okay, for example, here I want the resource group. For example, let us take DevOps training. I'll take this group, DevOps training resource group. Let me assign. I want to, because here some of the fields you need to mention here. I just want to store in the resource group has DevOps training, and then there should be a storage account to be created. Okay, let me go back here in the DevOps training group. Just again, DevOps training resource group. think go to the storage account first. Okay, storage account, storage accounts. I need to create a separate storage account if it doesn't exist. Okay, for example, here already have in the DevOps training group, I have created already one storage account. I'm trying to use the same storage account. So let us go back to my code and copying the storage account name. Sorry, I think. Okay, I'm just going to this storage account name, Chini dev storage account. Inside that, there should be some containers. One second, I'm just checking here. In container name, okay, it is under the data storage containers. Let us see, is there any containers available? Okay, if not, I'll create one container. See, this is the feature which is available in Azure to store any files in the storage. So I just already they store blob storage is there, and I want to store some files. I'm using blob storage. Inside the blob storage, there is a containers. I'm just creating one folder inside the containers, and inside the folder, I'm trying to store my state file. Let us check this. Why it's taking time. Pretty slow. Yeah, already there is a folder here, training folder. I'm trying to use the training folder. Okay, and then I'll go back to my code. So here I have training, and then I want the file name to be of. I want to create instead of terraform.txt. By default, it'll create the file state file as terraform.txt. If you want to modify, that can be possible if you store in the backends. So I just read currently it was like a terraform.txt, but I want to rename it for the future backends as dev.txt. Based on the environments, we can rename it accordingly. Okay, so I just changed it. Go to the terminal. Okay, so normally Jiba for you. Okay, if you want to log in for the first time, you need to type agent login. If you type agent login, a browser will open. It will try to authenticate to your Azure portal. And then for others, okay, so we just changed the process of using the backends. Correct. When you change something, so we need to do the Terraform init one more time. So it is trying to initialize your backends one more time because we changed the approach of storing the backends. Where you want to store the state file, that has been literally changing now from the local to the remote. So let us do the backend first. Okay, I think I need to be in the same storage account. What are the subscription? Okay, retrieving the storage account. Right. I think I need to use the subscription. Whatever the subscription I've been authenticated, I need to use the same subscription. That is the reason it was throwing error. Let us try resource groups. I think it should be under. If it is a DevOps training, it is using MSDN subscription, but the resource group which I'm using is a different one. Okay. See what I'll try to do. I'll create one resource group for manual one. Because whatever the things you're trying to access, you should have access to that. Otherwise, it will fail. So I need to create under the Visual Studio subscription. So let us do that. Okay, how Letterkenny, I'm trying to use this as a resource group. See, what I'm trying to do in my code, I'll go back to my code. I'm trying to use the hug Letterkenny storage. Here I'll give us training storage account, and then let me do this storage account. Something with Azure I'm trying to do. I'm create a new storage account. Okay, let us create a new storage account. I think it's pretty slow. Please, somebody, please authorize the people who are there in the lobby, please. Somebody is in the lobby, please admit them. Okay, nobody is there in the lobby, that's fine. Okay, here. Storage account, and then okay, new storage center. Blob storage. I want to create. I'm creating a storage account under the Hug Letterkenny resource group, and I'm giving the name as training storage. So it should be of names must not be between the characters, no lowercase. Okay, I'm just giving a training storage. Okay, training storage. Maybe I'll give 2026. See whether it is there. Okay, it is there. And then I'm just creating a storage account in Azure, and then just review and creating it. Okay, it will take a couple of seconds, and let me go back and change my storage account name. Okay, I think it's taking some time. See, making sure you're trying to when you're trying to use the backend side, when you want to store, just create everything before and then try to proceed. Okay, I have a question to you guys. Okay, is it a good practice to store the backends in the same account? For example, just consider your Azure portal. You're trying to use subscription subscription A. Okay, but always don't use your backends should be in the same subscription. Maybe it can be in the same subscription, but can be in the different resource groups. Your application is using resource group A, and your backend try to use under the resource group B. So you have limited access. Who is trying to access your backend file will be with a limited access. That is the best practice. So most of the projects, whatever the solution is there in the resource groups, we won't store in the same resource groups. We'll try to store in a different resource groups. It is for more security wise. And then here I created my storage account, well and good. Now I need to create a container. I need a container has training. Let me create a container, and then I'm just creating container. It is created, well and good. Okay, all good. See this training container, it is doesn't have any files inside this now currently. Okay, it is an empty folder. So let us back to my code and try to the init now. Now I'm trying to do Terraform init. I'm trying to initialize my backend with all the permissions. So what are the things I mentioned in my code? I have full permissions now. The resource groups, everything is based on my authentication. Okay, my authentication, Azure authentication is having access to these resource groups. because I selected a subscription for the authentication. Okay, and then when I'm doing this approach for the second time, earlier I applied my changes and I created my state file, but here already state file is existing. Okay, if you say yes, what will happen? Your state file will be storing somewhere in the backend. See here, it has been configured. See, the state file has been moved to remote. Any questions, guys? If you are using locally and then you're doing a init, then for the second time when you do a init, automatically it prompt a message. Okay, you want to push your state file to the backend. I given as, then it moved to remote. For example, you don't have any state files. Maybe you didn't apply anything initially. Let me do this one more option. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to delete these state files. Okay. Okay, what will happen, guys? If we go to my code, we go to my main.tf, I'm using backends. Okay, and then what are the state files have deleted? What will happen here if I run apply? It will work or it will fail. Anybody from the audience? So what will happen? Any idea?
Will fail.
Will fail. Okay, that's okay. Let me try that. Let me do init. No issues. Okay, init is something it will try to backend initialize the backends. That is not required every time. Okay, but here what I have done already, I've configured using the backend already, using state file in the remote backend. Okay, then do a Terraform plan. See, when there is something in your state file, it will check your state file, then it will show is there any change. Okay, let us do what will happen here. What is there in my local, I have deleted it. Okay, so what will happen? It won't fail because already a configuration file has been configured to the backend. Okay, so whatever the file is there in your local, it's moved. It moved a copy of that. Okay, but still whatever the earlier one, if you delete also, it won't happen any problem. Just wait, what it will see the plan now. Okay, see, it will say no changes because it is not checking the local state file, it is checking the back file in the remote. Even though you have a copy of that, doesn't mean it will be using that. It is based on your code. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yes.
And then if you remove this, there is another manner. Okay, always most of the projects will be using the backends. Okay, for the first time, if you try to use the backend directly, it will try to store in the backend directly in the blob storage. If it is with any cloud provider, expected cloud provider, you'll be using a different backends. If it is with AWS, we'll be using backend S3. If it is you want to store your state file somewhere in your local or somewhere in the relative path, also you can do these options. But you need to use the keywords backend. If it is a local, you need to mention the keyword as local. You should not change anything here. Okay. Only the changeable thing is only this section, bucket key and region here for AWS. If it is Azure, these are the sections which are changeable. We need to modify based on your needs. Similarly, not only these backends, there are a lot of backends it is being supported. This is the link. Let me put in the chart. Even I'll put in the recording as well. Any doubts for the backends? Let me before going to the modules. Any doubts? Hope it's clear, Anand. It's good, right, Anand? You fine, Anand? Is it good? Hello. Well, Velan, you're fine. Velan, Satish, Paul.
Yes, Srini.
Yeah, okay, good. That's good. Okay, that's good. Let me check one of the section of the code. for the modules for today, for the next topic. Okay. Let me go back here. One second, let me close this.
Srini, I have a question here.
Please, please.
See, state form you're, saving in the backend using this particular command. If in case I
Correct.
want to store the variable file, okay.
Okay.
So what changes here should I make?
Variable file, what do you mean?
Say, for instance, you have this variable file, right? The variable
Correct,
files that
correct,
you
correct.
have, right? So in case I wanted to save it, so what changes
No, no,
in
no.
this
Those
command
things
I'll
we
have to
won't.
make?
No, no. Those things we won't stay somewhere in the state files. Only
Okay.
TF state file only will store in the backend. Remaining everything, variable files, everything will be in your local only, in your system only,
Okay.
in your
Okay.
repo directly.
Okay. But there are also chances that that can be corrupted, right?
No,
As
no, 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 no. That is your
uh-huh.
repo. How you are maintaining that? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. We'll go back to the Terraform modules. What is the Terraform modules? Okay. Is somebody know about reusable libraries? Can somebody tell me what is a reusable library, please? Can somebody please? Hello, guys. Able to hear me? Well, able to hear me? Well,
Yes, yes, we are able to hear you.
yeah. Can you tell me what is the need of reusable libraries?
See, reusable libraries, I mean, not from the Terraform context, but in
No, no.
general,
Just for the software engineering concept wise.
all right, all right. Yeah, so we can reuse certain functions which
Mhm.
we have, already created. We can reuse it instead of writing the same lines of code again. So it is code
Okay, okay.
reusability. So you can put it as a package and then you can use it.
Yeah, yeah. If it is a Java, we have libraries where we import. Even if it is a .NET, we use the commands like you're using. Even if it is a Python, we use a different concept where we import the
Yes.
libraries and reuse it. Similarly, in Terraform also, we have something like a modules. We write a code as a modules and reuse the modules wherever required.
Okay.
So let us go back to that concept. So it is something, don't repeat the codes multiple times. Okay. It's not right writing the same code each and every time. Do not repeat the multiple times the various resources for multiple projects. For example, I'm creating resource groups. I'm creating Azure VM. So if you go to the documentation, you see a lot of syntaxes, lot of code. Is it required to write each and every time? No. So how we can able to do that activity? Okay. If you want to go ahead and use for the modules, for example, just consider here I have something about EC2, a resource. If you want to use this as a part of the module, then we need to use the module keyword and the name of your choice. And then source. Source is something where you have written the code. So maybe in .NET or Java, we say referring the libraries, something like import, right? Similar matter. We need to mention source. We need to give the path where exact your code is there. Then what are the variables are there? We need to pass the values for that. Okay, that's the one which we are trying to do now. Let us go back and do convert this code to a using the modules. Here what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a module, created a folder as a module, created a module. Inside that I'm creating one folder has resource group. And then inside that I'm creating one folder has one file has main.tf. So what are the code? It is there in my for the resource group. I'm just copying it and pasting it into main.tf. Then I'll create one more file here, variable.tf. Just copy these two variables as well and put into this. Okay. Say when you want to create a reusable library, you try to use the same syntax which is being created for the resources. Here I'm trying to create a reusable library for the resource groups. So if you want to create a resource group, what are the things required? Resource group name, and then name of your choice. Plus these are the two parameters which is required for you to create. And these two parameters should not be hard coded when you're trying to create a library. And these variables has to be declared in the same folder where your resource module is there. Okay. So I just created the variables, don't assign any values. Okay. So I just created a code, isolated and put in a separate folder, module resource groups. Till this point, do you have any questions, guys? Any questions? Is it clear? Till this point, it is clear.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Here, what I'm trying to do, right? So whatever the resource group, it is already there. I'm not disturbing that. On top of that, I'm trying to create one more resource group using my module. So how you can able to write a module? If you want to create a module, use the reusable code. You need to create module name, then maybe resource group underscore test. Okay. And then I need to pass source. And then this is the path I need to refer. Okay, this is the path where my code is there. And then I need to pass the values. Maybe in my case, I want to create hug Letterkenny RG2. Okay. And then location. Maybe I'm just creating US East US. See what are the variables are there for my module. Here for this module, there are only two variables like a name and location. So what are the variable names have been used? The same variable names needs to be used when you're trying to call that modules here. Name, and then these are the variable. Okay, what is the name I want to pass for the resource group, and then location of the resource group. Okay, let me try running this. Okay. Let me clear this. See, when you're trying to added any module, if you go and check Terraform plan, it will fail. Because when you are trying to refer to any modules, you need to do a initialization. Just try doing that. Let it get failed. Okay, that's fine. See here, the module is not initialized. You are trying to use a module which is not been initialized. So for that case, you need to do Terraform init one more time. Is it clear, Valen? Yeah. See, for example, as of now, I just called only module resource group. So well and good. Maybe if I added new module to my code to the main.tf, accordingly, you need to do the changes. Okay. So I've done the Terraform init, Terraform plan. If you really want this code, I'll keep in a repo. So I'll share with you guys the folder structure now if you have any doubts. Please let me know if you want me to create in a blog or some kind of a document. I'll give it to you for your practice. Let us do this. And then we need to come back to the some kind of a questions why we are using these modules. Okay. As I said, reusability. And then also protection. We are not exposing everything to the users. For example, let me do this. And there is one more thing to apply any changes. We know one more command. We can apply. Set. Okay. Terraform apply So apply, it will show you the plan. Then you have to say yes, then it'll apply. If you don't want to show the plan directly apply, then we can use one more command. Auto-approve. So I'm just doing that right away. Then we'll have more questions for next couple of minutes. Let it get approved. Then we'll know why we are using model. What is the benefit of using model? Why can't we use the same code once again? Then what I'll do, then I'll try to replace the above code as well. See here, one resource group is getting created now. Want to add, want to change, no change. See, whenever it is new things, it will show as a green. When some changes, it will show in the orange color, like a tilt symbol, it will say like a modification. If it is a deletion, it will show as a negative. Think what happened, why it's happening. Okay, then. I think it is creating it for us. Yeah. Can you be in the silent, guys? Somebody in the background, please. Guys, is this clear, guys, for you? Is it clear? Is it clear how to create a module? Is it clear? Please, is it clear?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Okay, what I'm trying to do, right? What are the resources group earlier I have created? Also, I'm trying to replace with my code. Inside this, I'll try to change with this. See, what is the benefit of the module? See, no need to mention what you're trying to use, what is there in the code. When you keep like this, when I told the user, whenever you want to create a resource group, just call this module with this parameter. That's it. So what are the logic you have written doesn't matter to the user. So in that way, whatever the code you want to hide, everything you're able to do in your modules. Okay, that is one thing. Why it's showing, I think, wait. Don't, okay, because I have a Copilot has been installed, so that's why it's coming up like that. Okay, right. I have one more general question to you guys. See what happened, I'm creating one more group here, one more folder. VM. And then, for example, I want to create a virtual machine in Azure. Then I need to add the code for the Azure here. Plus, if I want to create anything with VM, then what I'll do, you need to use the keyword same module and VM for dev. Then here I need to keep as VM. The path will be changing accordingly. Okay, here we created multiple modules. Is not required to use all the modules. Whenever you require, you recall the modules. So whatever the resource you want to create, accordingly you need to pass the source. The folder path will be keep changing. Even the parameters also keep changing based on your needs. Is that doubt is clear, guys? Is it clear? Any doubts? It's clear, right? That's good. See, if you guys want this code, I'll try to share with you. Okay. I think let us go to the raffle for today. That is for today's session. Okay. Let us go to the raffle. Sales of frames. For the ebook today, we'll try to give for one of the winner. Let us tell me the names. Vedan Satish. Is Jason is there in the call? Jason is there. Asin is there. Vedan Satish is there. Subha. And then Srinath and Srinivas Raju is not there. Is Jebin, right? Yeah, Jebin. Okay. This is for the ebook, guys. I'll be giving one ebook for free. As Satish Asin is already part of the last week winner, so I just removing Asin as well. So these are the people will be for the winner, for the raffle. Paul, one more. Paul Brennan. Let it be Asin also. We'll see his luck.
Are you spelling my name?
Yeah, it's correct.
B-A.
B-A.
Yeah, that's it.
Chiba. Okay. Okay, let us do for raffle for the ebook. Start, guys. Ready? Let us see who's the winner for today. Yeah. As in, I think you came for one more time, as in.
Yeah, no, just remove my name. Give it
Yeah,
to
because
another.
as in already he won the ebook already, so he want to remove. Okay, so we are giving for the second person. Okay, we'll see. Let us do one more time. Hope luckily your name will be there for tomorrow.
I hope so.
Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hey, hey, Srini.
Congratulations.
Yo, nice one, thanks.
Yeah, you want to come in a picture like a video? I'll just take a picture.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
As you are the winner, okay. I just want to take one picture. You're lucky, Paul. Everywhere you're getting winning everywhere. You're
I'm
the
very
lucky
lucky
person.
ahead.
Huh? Thank you. Okay, and then on second, I'll try to show on second. Let me show this. Save it. I'll share with you guys the link, everything. For recordings today. I think let me stop. And one more thing, okay. Whatever the recordings till yesterday, everything has been uploaded in the YouTube. Let me show you that, and then we'll wind up for today. And tomorrow, try to join. Tomorrow is the raffle for ebook plus exam voucher. Let me show you this, then we'll wind up for today. Yeah. See, these are the 3 videos which we covered yesterday. See, I clearly given session 1, session 2, session 3. You go by the order. For example, if you click on the yesterday session, see total is there plus at the bottom, if you see at the description, I given even updated the scenarios which we discussed clearly. So just go through that and practice. Okay, so you'll get more hands-on. Okay, do it. Just subscribe to my channel. Okay, you'll get more updates when the video uploads. Okay, and then let me go back and then stop recording. Stop recording. And tomorrow is the last day. I'll come up with some questions.